Do you think that the after party scene has evolved?
Thanks to Instagram, Facebook, everyone wants to show what different they are doing.
Would you recommend people to get into the field that you are in?
If I have to give you an honest answer, hospitality is growing. Left, right, center.
What do you think is going to be the next genre as per you, Dev?
We have seen Bollywood, that's going to be an evergreen era. EDM, BDM, commercial, pop, and now techno.
It was house, it was EDM, so now it's techno.
TWB has always been my favorite when it comes to customizing drinks.
You need to personalize a drink. You need to get the kitchen in the bar.
You all also customize songs for couple.
हम लोग बहुत कुछ करते हैं यार.
We have covered synergies, we have covered talent. Where do you think the next 10 years are for your industry?
The moment you trust us, allow us to do it for you. Because we are going to go out and tell you that this is good, this is bad, this is how we can do it. Serve responsibly.
Tell me one of the craziest barat on wheel.
Crazy मतलब next level crazy. He removes his gun. Cut this, huh?
Welcome everybody. Dazzling Events and anchor Chirag Vithlani presents the WedPod Chronicles.
Cheers, everybody.
So it's been 23 years in this industry. Do you think that the after party scene has evolved during the course of time?
Definitely, because 23 years back when I started, there was nothing like after party. It was just pure Sangeet and a little bit of dancing after the Sangeet. But now, people want to spend more, and thanks to Instagram, Facebook, and all the social media platforms, everyone wants to show what different they are doing. So we have fancy bars, we've got fancy artists coming in, international dancers, international performers, the best DJ Alex Mumbai coming in with things like The Collective, Surtal Project. Obviously, we will not talk about Bharat stories right now, but then you've got percussionist, liquid drumming, saxophonist. Right. You name the thing and we have it. So obviously with time, it's evolved to another level. Earlier, our after parties, especially in the city of Bombay or outside, we used to shut by 1:32. Now we go on till 7, 8, 9, and we have like this very friendly competitions amongst all our DJs on Instagram that, you know, who shut the party first, as in I shut at 9 and then XYZ DJ shut at 10 a.m. and it's very healthy, but you know, after parties are raging, bro.
Alex, as you very rightly said, that earlier after party was not as big. Up to legit planning hoti, which is considered as another event altogether.
So, bro, now the way we are doing our weddings, like I think Pranav will agree, like he does meetings. I do a lot of meetings in person, and especially I understand what kind of taste do they have and what kind of vibe do they want. Because if I'm doing a wedding for 3 days, we have 6 events, out of which 3 if I am performing. I need to create a different vibe for all the 3 functions.
That's true.
So then again, now we've started something like techno nights and Bolly techno nights, and we have a mix of international and Bollywood and Punjabi, and see Punjabi going like next level now. Yeah. So music is not the concern. The vibe is what we have to create by giving the best of everything. Yeah. Not just music, not just entertainment, not just alcohol. It's a combination of everything.
I think to add to that, one of the client meeting that I was also a part of, I saw him talking to the couple, and I think within 30 seconds or 45 odd seconds, he caught the vibe, and he actually started explaining them that what kind of party this is going to look like, or rather sound like.
Right.
So that is so amazing that it comes naturally to him in terms of understanding, which is always a pre-game. I don't know, a lot of DJs might be doing it, they might not be doing. They just want to come on the set, start playing the music, put in whatever the songs are.
Basically homework. Please understand, I will not say anything about any other DJs or artists here, but this is the way I work. I like to meet my clients. I like to meet my couple, because at the end of it, they are the stars of the night.
That's true.
And the day. So what they want, we have to give it to them. For that, we have to meet them. Absolutely. And again, it's just about understanding their vibe, nothing else. And you won the battle.
True. But Pranav, yeah, like as per our culture, alcohol is something which was looked down upon for the longest, okay? But now making it a as bigger scene, and with bigger I mean care, now people are not as shy to have alcohol at weddings. So do you think that has also evolved? लोगों का mindset change हुआ है?
Has, because if you understand, off lately people have started traveling. The young kids who are coming on board, जिसकी शादी हो रही है 25, 28, 30, they've been traveling. 70% of them have studied abroad. So they understand that what happens at a wedding is very personalized. So you need to understand that alcohol plays an important role. I mean, you go back 50 years, 30 years, 40 years, शादी कैसे प्लान होती थी? खाना पीना. That was it. चाचा मामा मिलके अच्छा हलवाई ले आओ, पीछे घर में शराब बह. But now, as you said, it's evolved. People understand the alcohol, they know their taste buds, so they're pretty particular about what they need to serve at the bar, what they are serving at the bar, because end of the day, it's beautifully decor done. You have best of the things happening at the wedding, from the entry to the stage to the artist. But what fills in the fuel is the alcohol. And it's not just about pouring a whiskey soda, it's just about how you can have a conversation at the bar, how you can understand a guest coming to a bar, make him comfortable and give him a nice drink, and it has to be responsibly. I mean, we have to serve responsibly, because as someone who can make or break an event or a wedding is a team standing behind the bar. You can't really have people falling at 12 in the night. Like you said, the after parties are going till wee hours of the morning. So there is a time when post 2, 3, the alcohol consumption, the portion of the alcohol needs to start reducing. If you're giving a 45 ml, you need to start pouring it at 30 ml to a 10 ml, because end of the day, you want people to sustain whole night. And that's not possible if you give in 4 shots at 12 in the night. Probably at 2 o'clock in the morning, the guests are going to go back home.
Pranav, tell me one thing. How do you stop? Like, how do you ask people not to have alcohol when they've paid us to
It's
do
not, you don't need to stop. See, that's purely the reason why team comes in. Once you're behind the bar, you understand the guest who's talking to you. At that fraction of a moment, you know that the guy's happy high. And when you're making him a drink, all you got to do is pour it a little small. And towards the night, when you see people are happy, they're dancing at the bar, the consumption needs to go down. We're not trying to save alcohol for the client. It's his alcohol, it's his money. But at the end of the day, we need to be responsible. We need to serve responsibly. And that's what we do. We try.
But they are the only bartending company who does follow that.
Mindful,
you know?
yeah. Mindful about the consumptions.
They do it with me also. So, you know, after a while, 60 ml, 90 ml, from 90 ml it comes down to 60, from 60 it comes down to 30. Major of their shots, so I don't have shots at all, but major of their shots which come to me on my console are very diluted.
You have to be responsible. I mean, he is going to be playing for 4-5 hours. You really can't have him go down in the next 2 hours. I mean, give him 4 drinks. Obviously, he's going to be happy high, but his concentration is at the party. So hence, you have to be responsible.
And we're here to perform, not to see how we are performing after alcohol.
I think he's being very mindful about the consumption, because I remember one of the weddings that we did, I'm calling him at 3 a.m. in the morning, Pranav bhai, baluga khatam ho gayi hai. He's telling me 3 o'clock in the morning, where do you find? Let me do something about it. And then I think within half an hour or something, there was this cab which came in with a box of.
That's again one of scenes where you have a few connects where you can manage it. But what we do is, I'm sure that was a few years back, but now we try and plan it in a way where if the alcohol, and majority time, the weddings are in the hotels. So obviously, alcohol is there. The hotel is more than happy to give you alcohol, any sort of alcohol, be it beluga or Grey Goose or any sort of tequila they want, because their bills are going to get high. But you need to plan. Planning, like I correctly said before, that it's 90% planning and 10% execution. So once the execution is done, it's pretty much a cakewalk.
TWB has not been only doing alcohol at the bar, but one of the weddings that we have been a part of, TWB has curated a mocktail bar for us.
Yes. Yes.
So, yes.
My wedding.
Oh, that was yours
wedding.
wedding.
His
also.
wedding as well.
My wedding.
Okay.
He had around what, 15 or 16 mocktails.
So idea is that, like I said, that people come to a wedding, khana pina. That's the trend. You need to have good food. You need to give tasty looking drinks. I mean, it's all about how the taste comes out. I mean, if it's a mocktail, if it's balanced correctly, and the whole idea is to balance the lime and sugar. So the moment you know how to balance your lime and sugar, needs to look nice, it needs to taste nice. A different looking glass for each mocktail. You have a coffee-based drink, you have something with watermelon, something with some fresh fruits, something with herbs, some spices. A combination put together, 5-6 cocktails, 5-6 mocktails, it's a win-win game.
But I think that's a great thing. I think हमारे culture के हिसाब से we always appreciate शरबत तो होना चाहिए शादी में. पहले कहते तो पता है हम बनाते थे रसना शरबत, कोई भी इवेंट हो घर पे ऐसे रहता था.
So in terms of evolving bars, earlier how he said mama chacha ये लोग wedding plan करते थे, तो it was just whiskey, water or whiskey soda. Now people have become very well read about what they want. People understand cocktails, people understand shots, because as he said, kids are traveling, the groom and the brides are traveling, so they are seeing everything all over the world. Same with the music.
I was about to
You
say.
know, yeah, you
so,
can continue.
So Alex, I was just going to get on to
Yes.
that point कि as he very rightly said that people have started traveling. लोगों को समझ में आ चुका है कि क्या-क्या हो रहा है. And plus Instagram के साथ we've added ample of information
Yes,
for everybody.
definitely.
So you've been the king for the Bharat on wheels, okay? But tell me one of the craziest Bharat on wheel or Bharat in general that you've played for.
Okay, so number one, one of my biggest and the most successful Bharat on wheels which were done was done in Antalya with my brother.
I was a part of it.
Yes,
I was a part
he
of it.
did the best shooting ever in that Bharat. He shot me, and trust me, not today, but at least till 2 years or 1 year ago, I used to show that video. So it's like 5 years I've been using that video and making a lot of money out of that video thanks to my brother.
I love what he was wearing. I still remember it was this blue jacket, teal blue jacket with a little bit of shine on it.
Yes.
And he was in his element on the bar, and I actually went, on the wheels, and then actually climbed up that trailer.
Yes.
And then I had got some space on the back, and I could shoot the entire thing with the crowd dancing. And it was mad music that he was playing in an abroad
I'm
country.
sure we
like
were
that.
just together
No,
a
so I'm
few
telling
days
you,
ago.
So
where he was playing for the Bharat.
it was a pure Gujarati wedding. So we did a 1 hour set of Garba
Oh my God.
while we were doing the Bharat.
And not like a non-stop garba.
Yes,
it was like
yes.
mixed properly.
And it was a 3.5 hour Bharat.
Wow.
So again, now coming to Bharats, we've created Bharat into another level. We've taken it to another level. We've just removed our new IP, the Bharat stories. What different should we do now? So why just the groom enjoying? Let the brides also have their own personalized Bharats, which we have started. We just did a wedding in which in Sri Lanka, where the groom is coming from one side, I am performing for the groom side, my team is performing for the girl side, and they all come together. And while they come to the gate, they are all enjoying themselves. And why always boys should have all the fun when it comes to Bharat?
True.
Very rightly
It's
said.
for everyone.
True.
So Bharat nowadays have become a proper event. Earlier it was like ये बाराती आएंगे, थोड़ा ढोल पे नाच लेंगे, थोड़ा ताशा पे नाच लेंगे, and then they enter. But now we have made it this way that why not just have one full day for your Bharat and your Bharat Swagat and your Bharat dancing?
That's true. So at one of the weddings that I did, वहाँ पर भी यही हुआ था कि हमने सुबह first half, क्योंकि शाम की sundowner wedding थी, so for the first half we kept only for the Bharat. So it went on for again 2.5 hours, where we had the whole Bharat going on, और फिर वो Bharat स्वागत, and everything happened in the morning, और फिर शाम को हमने जो फेरे करवाए. I think that's a great initiative.
Our record time of doing a Bharat has been as good as an after party. We've done it for 4.5 hours.
Wow.
In Bahrain and in Surat.
That's crazy. 4.5 hours
4.5
of just
hours. Yes,
Bharat
yes.
is
And it was just our music with our whole team. There was no other element.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was crazy.
But have you ever seen like a groom or one of their friends getting so high or so sloshed in the Bharat itself?
I think he should answer that.
See, I have had a Bharat where, so I was attending the wedding. This was way back, this was pre-COVID when a friend of mine got married in one of the hotels in Jaipur, and we had a late night party, and all I remember is 10:30 in the morning, someone's coming and banging my door. I was there with family, and it happens to be one of the family members. He's like, "Uncle bula rahe." And I'm like, "Kya ho gaya?" Bota nahi, "Uncle bula rahe upar chal." So he took me to the groom's suite, and the moment I walk in, I see a bottle of absinthe, which is just not even 1/4 full.
Oh.
I remember last night, previous night at the after party, the friends came. Obviously, friends had come down from US, and now the bartender walks up to me and says, "Ke sir, wo client ने absinthe लेके आया." मैंने absinthe छुपा दे, बहुत प्रणव लेके गया. And we hid it in the bar. All I remember, after I left the party at about 2:33 in the night, these guys went back to the room. They had absinthe. 12 बजे बारात है, 10:30 बजे दूल्हा सो रहा है. He's lost. And this happened because his friends didn't realize what's after effects going to happen. So, like I said, that you really need to be responsible. Uncle was panicking, auntie was panicking. I like, it's okay. Things happen. Don't worry. Just give me half an hour with the thing, and we'll ensure the doula is back on track. But what happens is that that was one moment I still remember where the family had panicked because 1 घंटे में बारात शुरू होने वाली है. And doula is happy, high sleeping. He's not even waking up. And moreover that, uncle was freaking because 12 से 2 बजे की बारात है, 2:30 बजे का मुहूर्त है. The female side are going to be waiting. So uncle was pretty paranoid, saying that I don't want the female side to wait. You really don't want that to happen. So whenever we plan, or when Alex or the artists are performing, it's a very clear message that comes to us that okay, बारात 3 घंटे चलने वाली है. And we know अगर बारात 1 घंटा extra चले, we tell the clients, we tell the family कि आप 1 घंटा पहले चालू करो, because you have to expect, you can't be expecting the female side to be standing and waiting for the barat to come in. As long as he says the barats go until 4, so plan it, pre-plan it, rather than extending it and making the other family wait. It's better to pre-plan. So that's something we also plan and understand, because alcohol plays a very important role in barat, and we as a team make sure that the alcohol is not going towards the groom, because the moment it goes there, he has to sit in that vidhi. Usko puja mein baithna hai.
And somewhere the blame will come. The blame will come on him and his company.
So it's all about, see, it's a simple thing. Times plan has said कि आपने बोला हम नहीं पिलाते. पहले आप उनके दोस्तों को पकड़ो. भाई तू मेरा भाई नहीं है, तू मेरे साथ एक shot नहीं पिएगा. Imagine 25 friends, one shot, the groom is dead. Before he even gets onto the ghodi, the groom is down. So we ensure that the alcohol doesn't go to the groom, but you can't stop friends.
And also it becomes so unpleasant for the groom, यार, वो इंसान के लिए to be that in that hangover, वो पूरे दिन is so irritating with that dehydrated body.
People have realized, especially the bride and grooms have realized that they need to be sober in the next 3 days.
That's true.
Not that they haven't seen any alcohol, not that they have seen any cocktails flowing in, flowing out. They've attended quite a few weddings. So when they are at the bar, what we do, I mean, starting from day one, there are specialized butlers given to bride and groom from our side. You walk with the bride, groom, ensure that drinks are not spiked, ensure that they're having water after every drink, because they have to sustain. As a team, we can get them drunk in span of next 1 hour, but that's not the idea. Idea is the party to go until wee hours of the morning. Idea is कि दूल्हे को सुबह आना है, दुल्हन को सुबह उठ के तैयार होना है.
So that's where the after party comes in,
But
the second day after, the third day after party or the second day after party, last day after party, that's where we only tell them that you know what, drink till you fall
and dance till you go mad. I've seen such crazy scenes. He was just saying the same thing, but आपका कोई scene बताओ यार crazy वाला, because I remember the other day you were talking about one of your scenes जहाँ पे
तो crazy मतलब next level crazy.
हाँ जी.
आज मैं आपके साथ नहीं होता अगर मैंने उनकी नहीं सुनी होती. So back in the day, I will not mention which area of the world I was performing, but then they came up to me with a couple of requests, and I had already played it a couple of times, like an XYZ song. And I said, sir, I am here to play music. I am your artist. I am a DJ. I can't be doing this. I am not a record player, or I am not a jukebox here. Like, okay, no problem. He goes, that gentleman goes for a minute. He comes back, and they're like, are you playing or no? No, sir. Again and again, one song, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, how many times? He removes his gun. And I know how a gun is because I've seen it enough in my life. And it goes on somewhere here. And then I said, sir, what we'll do now? We'll play this on repeat. आप भी खुश, मैं भी खुश. And after that, the gun went inside. And he removes dollars, and he's throwing dollars all over the console. Well, that was not the interest, but these kind of stories are very regular with us.
So, what was the first time आपका reaction क्या था when you saw something like this happening to you? When somebody
chills across the spine.
I wasn't scared. But I understood that I have to make sure that I can't say no to him.
Ji.
Because I'm a professional, fine, but nothing beyond your life, right?
That's true.
So I was like, koi na. And again, I said koi na. You understand what kind of place I'm talking about.
I know. Absolutely understand. But यार देव, अब देख we've been listening to Bollywood for so long. Bollywood was, is and will always
be, definitely.
Bollywood का कोई replacement तो as such है नहीं हमारे लिए. But what do you think is going to be the next genre as per you, Dev?
I think we have seen Bollywood, like we always said, that's going to be an evergreen era. EDM, BDM, commercial, pop, and now techno.
So techno is the in thing now, which is not just international music, as in because everyone needs to understand that. Because
exactly.
see again,
Music needs to relate.
We study music before we get into it.
Yes.
But for you or for him, if you all are our clients, you all will not sit and study. So to make it familiar, we have created something like Bolly Techno.
Okay.
I will not say that I have created it. There are other artists who have created it, but we are using their tracks. So it's a mix of Bollywood with good Bollywood tracks mixed with awesome techno tunes.
Wow.
So that is one genre which is, doing very well. And we just did a wedding like last week, and we were on like for till 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, but we did a 4-hour set just for Bolly Tech and Tech.
Wow.
So that's the in thing. Like every year, there is something which new comes, Back in the day, it was hip hop, it was house, it was EDM, it was trance.
Yes.
So now it's techno and Bolly Tech.
What's next, do you think?
See, it all evolves from back in the day, the US. So whatever comes there or whatever comes internationally, it's going to come here. So again, traveling makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Couples travel, they see what's happening abroad, and they come and tell us. So somewhere they educate us rather than we educating them about.
But having said that, यार वहाँ पे contrary point of view भी है, Alex भाई. That I've seen couples where they have like a proper playlist के भाई तुम ये I'm sure तुम्हारे साथ भी होता होगा. Dev, you must have gone
They have
through
always that.
where couples give you a list of things के नहीं, please tell your DJ to play these things.
So it helps us.
It's customization.
No, so what happens? So for example, if it's an arranged marriage, in an arranged marriage the couple is not met. But if it's a love marriage, they've had their courtship period, which could be 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
They have their own special tracks,
Yes.
which may not be commercial enough. That's why we like to ask them, which are your special tracks, which I may not be having. But then those are the tracks which actually lit the party.
Yeah.
Because it's their favorite track. It may not be just the couple, it may be all their friends and everyone.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it
No, I
makes a
get
lot
that
of
point.
difference.
I think talking about favorite tracks, we are talking about customization here. And when customization comes into the picture, TWB has always been like my favorite when it comes to customizing drinks. It's not just straight ups, they actually have to just give them the characteristics of the couple and the main family members. And I think Ruturaj and your team back in, they have been very upfront in terms of telling me, if this character is going to be like this, we can create this thing. And there are actually drinks which are named after the couple. So that's a very good touch that you've given.
What happens is that, obviously the bars have evolved over the last so many years. We came into weddings in 2012, and that's where we realized that it's not just the alcohol that you're serving. It's not a vodka, whiskey. You need to personalize a drink. You need to get the kitchen in the bar, right from using the herbs, the spices, the fresh fruits, adding some science to the drinks. What happens is you need to try and understand the client's need, because like I previously mentioned, the people today who are getting married have evolved. They've traveled the world, so they see what's happening in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
So we need to try and customize every single thing as per what the bride wants, the groom wants, and as per what the family wants, because end of the day, it's a wedding where they want to showcase what they're good at. Having our team on board, sitting with us. We've had 3 hours long Zoom meetings where the bride and groom are in US and they're discussing each and every cocktail. But end of the day, it's understanding the needs and making sure that what happened in a previous wedding is not happening here. Trying to give personalized drinks, personalized cocktails, trying to ensure nowadays people are health conscious. They really don't want sugar to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So use honey instead of sugar. try and use fresh ingredients more as compared to synthetic ones or the canned juices that are there in the market, because the moment it's tasting nice, low-cal drinks, sugar-free drinks, these are something which people want. And it's basically nothing but the balance between non-alcoholic ingredients and the alcoholic. It's end of the day, if you say food, when you walk into the kitchen, there are two main ingredients, that's salt and pepper. The moment you know how to balance your salt and pepper, you have a great dish coming out. Same as in the bar. The moment you know how to balance your lime and your sugar. When I say sugar, I mean the sweetness of a fruit. The moment you know to balance it, you have a perfect drink coming. And obviously you can't match palate of everyone. I mean, you might like a sour, you might like something sweet, you might like something which is fizzy. But the moment you can have a balanced menu with everything, and when it's a 3 or a 4 day wedding, like a 2 or a 3 day wedding, you need to ensure that the drinks are not repeated. Obviously, the classics are there, but the drinks can't be repeated, the flavors can't be repeated. So it takes a lot of time. I mean, I've said, kleiner karna kya hai, whiskey soda to pilana hai. I mean, if it was that easy, if it was that easy, we wouldn't have a team of about 200, 250 bartenders working with us day in, day out. We wouldn't have a team just sitting and making menus. Not that easy to plan a wedding. You can't really tell the planner at 2 o'clock in the night that daru khatam ho gayi. Why he'll come back to us, it was your planning, it was not mine. You said give me 100 bottles, I gave you 100 bottles. You can't run out. So the planning is important. What quantity of alcohol. I mean, it's a simple thing. Powdered lime juice to a fresh lime juice. Your drink will change drastically.
Wow.
Using an espresso, like we used Nescafe to make the espresso martini earlier today. You use a proper cappuccino coming out from an espresso machine and make an espresso martini, the flavors will change. Absolutely. So you need to understand the exact balance, and that's where as a team we try to customize everything as per what the client wants. End of the day, what we realize is the value for money, not the value for time. It's value because they are giving their hard-earned money to us. So we need to ensure the money that we are charging, it has to be value for them, their clients, their friends coming in. And it's just about understanding simple ingredients, but making it look nice, taste nice, and that's how simple.
I think that's great. But having talked about customization, I think Alex, you all also customize songs for couples. Is that true?
So, हम लोग बहुत कुछ करते हैं यार. So now we've started something new. Like basically, we are creating anthems for specific weddings, mashups for weddings. Obviously, we are into digital chants. That's again a lot of people are also doing, but and specific track for the specific couple or just the bride. So it's all very personalized.
That's a great thing. I think आजकल हम सभी को कुछ personal चाहिए क्योंकि ये जो सभी गाने हम सुन रहे हैं, we've seen it every other wedding, right, Dave?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been seeing that at so many weddings.
In fact, when I remember something we do as a part of our customization is we talk to the bride and groom and we give them a list of questions. Those questions where they are happy to share their insight, fun facts, what we call them, fun facts with the client. So we did a wedding back in Hyderabad, and there were about 100 points that the female came up with. She's like, I was sitting on a flight and I wrote all the points down. There was one fact that she wrote about the groom, that the groom till date, he was about 32, likes to drink a glass of Bonvita in the morning and has a Glen 18 in the night. So that was something she mentioned on the coaster. So we customized coasters because that was a fun fact which she wanted to share with friends and family. And I remember the groom calling me after wedding, like, "Yaar, तूने क्यों डाल दिया?" अगले दिन breakfast सब पूछा, भाई Bonvita पिया, Bonvita पिया. And it was like, it was a very fun thing because that's how you try and break the ice at the bar.
That's true.
You know, that's something where you share fun facts of the bride and the groom with your family. Because there's a normal coaster at the bar. When you're standing at the bar ordering a drink, the coaster has something written on it. It might be a logo. What other bartending agencies, they put a logo, they put the hashtag. Try and put a fun fact on that. The fun fact about the bride, the groom, the family. What was the cost of the proposal? I mean, it's just the cost of the diamond the guy gave her. But you know, these are some fun facts.
Way of engaging your audience in your drink.
Ice breaking.
I think that's one of the things that we are trying to achieve over here. That we call this Chronicles, and it's like
so
a trivia.
Customize everything, personalize everything. Where you want each other to talk about it. The guest is waiting. He'll pick up a question and start reading it. It gives in a minute for the bartender to try and customize his drink as well. So that's how you can relate with the family and friends.
I think that's
Like I'll give you an example. We had taken a client to his office for tasting, And the couple was again not from here, they were NRIs. So they were like, Alex, I hope this bartending company will do justice to most of the cocktails they've sent us on the list. I'm like, I promise you, if you will not thank me later for the same, and trust me, their tasting is around half an hour, 1 hour. They sat for 3.5 hours. They all got drunk, and then later they were like, "Alex, thank you. You made us meet this gentleman."
Yeah. But it's also about like finding the right people and right friends in the industry. Do you think so, Alex? कि देखो पर्सनल एंड प्रोफेशनल लाइफ हमेशा अलग होता है बट देयर इज ऑलवेज दैट वन जॉइनिंग पॉइंट जहाँ पर हम कुछ ऐसे लोगों से मिलते हैं जिसके साथ हम प्रोफेशनली भी उतनी ही बढ़िया है और पर्सनल भी उतनी ही बढ़िया
So
है
luckily, I think we both are blessed to have the best people, whether professionally
जी.
or as humans.
जी
So I think we are blessed
Yeah.
to have people like these,
I'm sure
like you, like him, and definitely.
but do you all remember when did you two meet first
Yes,
आपका first meet कब था
definitely.
It was at one of the weddings that I did in Renaissance Powai.
हाँ.
No, darling.
You remember which year
Grand
Grand Hat, sorry, Grand Hat.
Grand
It was
Hat.
in Grand Hat and it was for,
No, we can't name the client.
can't name the client.
कौन से साल में था ये
2012 or 13? Yeah, 12, 13. I went
Okay.
13 after we got into the wedding. Post 13 is for sure. 12 is when we started
So
the
that
wedding.
client is very close to me. That client is very close to him. I had only heard about Pranav because we have other agencies also who are very close to me.
Right.
But then I had only heard about Pranav, and then I think this was the first function of the wedding, and he comes up to me like, "I'm Pranav." I'm like, "Wow."
He's sitting back
Yes.
in the room. There was a room जहाँ पे सारे artists बैठे हैं.
Yeah.
And I see a guy and this guy is sitting and I asked the planner, okay, Alex, अब वो room में बैठा. And I went up to him because see, as a thing, you want to meet people. So I went up to him, I introduced myself, and that's, you just try and exchange the good vibes together. We sat, we spoke for about 15-20 minutes, and then it's no looking back. Post that we've done a lot of work together, but 90% of the time I don't go personally on weddings. I've stopped quite a
Because
while back.
if a company is doing 40 weddings in a day or 30 weddings in a day,
what's the maximum number of weddings that you've done in a
40
day
and 30 has been quite. I mean, that's the number of house parties we do in a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
The maximum weddings that we've pulled off, that was in the year 2018, where we did one of the biggest weddings that happened in the country, and we were doing 11 weddings in a day, out of which 3 were international, and
One was
eight
for
of them
also.
were in different parts of India. 1 or 2 of them in Bombay is what I know. Rest were at Rajasthan. band.
One was
I think
mine,
that's
yeah.
a
One
great
was
thing.
mine.
But they were and Alex, I think at this word ना, I feel a little FOMO as an artist because हमें लगता है यार हमारा तो कोई
नहीं
replacement नहीं है.
नहीं
हम
मैं
at
एक मिनट आई एम सॉरी
हाँ जी please बताओ.
back in the day so today also we have a lot of assistants of mine so the record breaking is 11 weddings we've done
In a
with
day.
technicals and artists and everything and I have personally performed for 3 weddings in a day.
Wow.
I mean, you should see his stories. He in the morning we see like 5 hours ago he's on a flight, Rab Rakha, and then he's landing, and then he's on his car. He has this Mr. Bean, I believe.
No,
he's
no,
like
yeah,
a
Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean is
That's
on
my
his
travel
dashboard,
charm. That's my
travel charm. He's just nodding his head, and then we see the next story. He's like traveling to Daman. What is wrong with him?
अरे अभी I think few days ago when we met, I think 2 days में you did 3 or 4 weddings.
So
if I'm not wrong.
No, last 12 days we did a lot of weddings. I remember the date also, Jain 31st this year. Very heavy date. I performed in the morning. I did perform in the evening in Kochi. I did the after party. I finished the after party. I took the first flight to Bombay. My barat was at 11 o'clock. And I had to take a flight at 4 o'clock and come back to Kochi. My barat started at 3 o'clock.
Wow.
After that, I've taken a 7 o'clock flight, gone back, done an after party till early morning, and then again in Kochi only, we've done an early morning checkout party also. That's the new in thing now.
Okay.
Check out party.
Checkout party.
Really?
Yes, yes.
So I think going back to his point where he said planning is something that we need to do, which is 90% of your back end work. Who plans for you? Like who manages you, man? The kind of work that you guys do.
The person who manages me is, I think so. You want to know?
Absolutely.
Of course, we would
know
love
it.
to.
Like, हमें पता
We
है.
know it.
हमें पता है, but for the people,
can
for
we
the people.
call that lovely person
Oh my God.
and
Absolutely, we
the
can call
only
her, we
love
can
of
call
my
her.
life?
The only love
only
of
love
her.
of life.
Aw.
That's one
Look
and
at him
only.
being well trained.
Our most
Wanted
gorgeous
her.
Mamta Khatri Sharma.
Mamta, I have to ask you, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Tell me one thing, yaar, is it different to like when you are meeting the same person at work, off work, and it's the same person that you are living with?
As a person at work and living is pretty much same, but while he's on stage, he's a very different person. He's like, do not disturb, do not touch, that's my work, don't get into that space, which is really nice. Clients often tell me, oh, just tell him to do this. No, he's not listening to me. I'm like, no, that's his workplace. I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's just the same person with clients, friends, home, everything.
But कभी-कभार ऐसा होता है that you know, यार this is like an like I'm sure you would also like ऐसे ना कि यार ये कुछ ज़्यादा हो रहा है, like I'm spending the same with the same person, I'm there forever. Is that a little like annoying at some
I'm
point?
sorry.
so sweet.
I want you a little closer to me, please.
Always.
Always.
No, it isn't. I pretty much enjoy working with him and along with him. As you guys know, he travels. So all the time that I get to be with him, I think it's my privilege and my happiness to be around him, seeing him do well, just taking care of him and everything.
Honor is all
So
mine.
that's Alex. But what's your thing? Like, how do you switch between a wife's role? I know women can do a lot of roles, and we have been like blessed to have you all in our lives, in whatever capacities that we have. But having said that, a switch between a wife and a manager. Are you also a manager when you are at home, or are you also a wife when you are
So
at
I'm
home?
sorry, I will cut you
That-
down. She's not my manager. And she doesn't like when I say this, but I feel she's my boss.
Oh,
and
yes.
She has all the control over everything, and I think I have the best boss ever. No one loves their boss, but I love my boss the most.
Well, that doesn't sound right, Lala, with the boss, but that's okay. We both support each other. I think managing home and work, both of it is pretty simultaneously and it flows in sync. We work out of home, so for me it makes it more easier to ensure work is being done, home is taken care. There is no switching of roles because I'm constantly under the thing of managing things only. So it works good for me like
I
that.
think that's a great thing. Like for a lot of us who's not married, I think हमारे लिए ऐसा हो जाता है सोचते कि एक ही इंसान
Get
being
married
like,
soon.
sir, let's not talk about it. That's what I've been telling my parents. Let's not talk about it. But having said that, yeah, but I think it's a great thing. I think the kind of rapport that you two have, I think it also comes from a place of love and respect. कि जब आप अपने पार्टनर की रिस्पेक्ट करते हो एंड यू अंडरस्टैंड देयर वर्क, एज शी वेरी राइटली सेड कि जब वो ऑन फ्लोर है तो आई एम नॉट द वाइफ, आई कांट गो एंड लाइक टॉक.
No, and that time it's really touched me now.
Absolutely.
I am in a very different zone.
Yeah.
And trust me, whatever she does, I am thankful to her. But whatever I am today is thanks to my God.
That's true.
My belief in God is so much that before getting on stage, I'll make sure I pray.
But that's fantastic. Thank you, Mamta, for being a part of this little that
Thank
you
you for
could.
having me.
Thanks a lot. Pleasure. But having said that, as you very rightly said, that it's always great to have friends जो आपको support कर रहे हो, are there for each other, and that's how we started this because we also go way back. But I want to get up, get somebody here in this conversation who is also your friend. Like आप दोनों उसे जानते हैं, who she's your friend.
She.
And also,
I'll tell you that one. Let's see. Let me guess that one.
अच्छा actually okay, अगर वो है जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ, so actually हम दोनों को close लाने वाली वो ही है.
How are you so sure that it has
मुझे
to be
लग
that
रहा
serious?
है,
Because
मुझे ऐसा लग रहा
I'll
है.
tell you, it's a simple thing that I'll give you an answer that you are a host, alright? Obviously, तो कोई female host आने नहीं वाली है, ठीक है? ये planner बैठा तो कोई planner आने नहीं वाली है, ठीक है? So obviously, it's bound when you say she, it's pretty much obvious that the next person coming on
let's
stage
get
is
into
none
it.
other
Let's
than
get-
Megha Israni.
Oh, he has already done it.
It was bound natural when you said she. It was pretty natural for us to give it.
Feels like we're on a coffee with the two of you.
Thank you for joining us, Megha.
Thank you so much for having me. Very excited.
Excited to have you also. The Union of Friends, talking about it, how are you on field? Well, I'm sure you guys must have worked into a lot of weddings together. And how are you guys in a setting which is like a more social and more like homely house party?
I'll talk about the most likely where we love chilling. I think that's our home setting.
No, not our home, her home.
My home setting. So it's a very home setting. I think what this industry has really given me, apart from whatever weddings that I think we've all captured, and as photographers we're in someone's house for generations to come. I think the industry has given me some phenomenal friends turned into family.
It's about going that extra mile. It can be for a friend who's into a wedding. It can be for a client. How do you see that playing in your favor always? Of course.
What I realized, so for example, if I have to ask you a question, India just won the World Cup.
Yes.
Who would you give the credit to? The captain, the team? No. I would give the credit to the coach.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the coach is the one who decides the playing 11.
True.
The planner or the family, the one who's taking the call, is the one who selects those right 5, 10,
Vendors,
15 vendors. And those vendors either can make it or break it. With her wedding also, she was pretty clear what she wanted. बाहर करना है. I asked Vishal, भाई क्या कर रही है? Like island bar बना दूंगा बड़ा वाला. I'm like, I didn't want a straight wedding. Like grand hat, obviously the ballroom is good.
Very big, yeah.
It's,
Big, very
for
big.
200 people, it's
6,000.
massive. It's just like you play football over there. But obviously, when I got a big kick-ass stage, I got a huge bar. So what happened was that she selected the right people and she selected the right friends.
Yeah.
I mean, for her it was friends, but when a planner comes, those right 8, 10, 12, 15 people are important because end of the day they need to
The
connect.
synergy needs to
The
match.
synergy
They
needs
need
to be
to,
there,
they
absolutely.
need to catch in. Like for example, there's so many weddings. Like you won't believe my first. We never had. We did a wedding together. He was there. I was there. She was not a part of that wedding, but I hired her team of photographer and videographer. One videographer, one photographer, and they made my show reel. I today also use those 4 show. We did 4 functions, and I still have those 4 show reels showing to my client because that's how.
I show that to a lot of my clients.
So because that day her team was
I
dedicated
know a
towards the
lot
bar.
of other bartending teams also show it as their show.
Talking about friends, talking about talent, talking about experience. I think one of the pre-weddings that make our shot for one of our clients who are now very good friend of ours. It was somewhere in Dubai and they lost a drone while shooting it.
Oh, okay.
And it went into the waterfall
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
And we did not know that. First, we were shown that entire pre-wedding show, which was edited and shown to us, and we are seeing it. And then she's giving us chronicles out of it, that the trivia that we don't have a drone. I said, "How do you guys shoot it?" She's just like,
See, that's
like
what
we
I
did
mean,
it.
you
Yeah,
really-
we did it.
I know that shoot really well because we were doing a yacht scene.
Yes.
And
this is a top angle that we were doing.
And the water has a magnet where it pulls the drone down.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah,
In
so
Dubai?
when- Yeah.
Anywhere.
Acha, oh, I didn't know that.
So
That's
a
the
drone
technical
till
part
a
of
certain
it.
height it goes. So if it's really high, it's fine. But if you're doing
Near
like
to
a
the
really
water.
close shot to the water pulls.
Oh,
Pulls
So there was
the
this
boat.
pan shot that you were
there's
doing
like a
on-
boat shot where you like
Panning out.
Yeah, it's like panning up and see that the drone goes into
Goes
the
into the
water.
water.
Now that's
Yeah,
that's called.
that's quite an old memory. though.
Yes.
Like I haven't really remembered.
But that is something that is the positive side of being a professional.
Exactly.
There are times when the alcohol is got over at the bar.
Yeah.
There are times when there is no one around. Like the drone is gone.
I call you
People
always.
call me up and I'm like, get me connected to the bar team and we
Right.
sort it out. The bride, the groom, the family doesn't need to know what's problem.
Yes.
I mean, initially with the planner you can sort it out.
What are these 3 things that you will give as an advice before hiring you? And that same goes for you, Megha, and Alex.
Trust us, trust us, trust us. Simple.
For you,
No
Megha.
questions asked.
To hire us, keep in mind that we have a certain style, so know the style of what we bring in on the table. I think my second pointer would be get a check with your photographer's vibe because I think it's the energy
That's
which
true.
is
Yes.
coming together.
Yeah.
And third most important thing is if budgets match, right? If budgets
I wanted
in
to go
don't
on that
match,
one.
then baat aage hi nahi chali jati
Ji.
hai. So I think these 3 are very important to keep.
Yeah. Alex, bhai?
Alex, budget. Please say it.
best in the business. We will do what you want,
Yeah.
but you have to do what we want.
He's like the next Bappy Larry of the industry.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I will put it up in a better way. I follow one only man in this generation, that's DJ Khaled.
DJ?
Khalid.
Khalid.
You should see who DJ Khalid is.
He
Then
flies starters and he's one big guy.
one
But
big guy, no, he's the biggest.
guy.
And I am also the biggest and the best, and we are blessed to be the best.
That's like it. That's like it.
It's pretty simple that the moment you trust someone,
True.
the vibe matches.
Yeah.
पैसा ये वो नहीं matter करता. If you know that my vibe is matching, if you
I
know
think
his
people
name
do
is
go out
there,
of their way and stretch the budget a little
exactly.
bit. That's
So
true.
for us, like I trust us, our credentials are pretty long. We've done the biggest weddings.
But I think so long.
But I think with
that
trust,
this whole episode can get over.
Exactly. So the
so if we
credentials
talk
are
about
long.
pricing,
I think vibe check is the most important. That's what I tell all of my clients also. Hey, listen, before we get on the call, let's just understand the kind style of work.
Yeah, style of
Yeah.
work. Whether tomorrow you want me to do, like today, I am known for a certain sort of video. Now if you
Yeah.
tell me कि यार मेगा कल आके बहुत ही vulgar video करो या बहुत ही crazy fun video करो, that's not my vibe as a brand. So you got to realize that if we synergize with the quality of style, like if tomorrow you tell him, like today the way he owns Bollywood, the way he owns miking, like I feel that's his speciality, right?
Alex, this
Tomorrow-
went. So usually, I'm sorry of cutting you, but this is what happens. If I'm at an after party and if I see Alex guy is walking, I'm like, मेरा काम तो हो गया है.
Right.
I just have to
Exactly,
dance.
right?
See, that's the vibe
exactly.
matters.
So you know that okay, if Alex comes in on board, he comes in with a great, like if tomorrow an NRI bride says, you know what, I want really slow, very English, then he's not the right fit, And she says,
Like,
I
he'll
want
do
the
it.
No,
but it's just that
but he's still a right
do
fit.
it, but then
He will do it, but you know what? When you
That's
when
not
you
his
hire
element
him,
like that.
you
cut
cannot
this,
tell
huh?
him.
This doesn't happen this way.
All the genres are his.
Yes. So
Yeah, but
we
you want
again,
that
what I
in
said in the
best
past,
element.
once we started, that we sit with the client and understand.
Understand it, yeah.
But obviously,
can't
if
tell
you
him to change his style,
tell
na?
if you
Matlab
tell
you
me
tell
to
him to change-
stand and just change tracks, sorry, I am not the person.
Then you hire an assistant. Yeah,
Yes,
that's what
yes,
I'm saying.
yes.
Then you
That's
hire
true.
my assistant. When you get me, you get my experience and my expertise on the table.
True.
And you can't tell me that don't use your experience and your expertise. That's also being very
Especially with
unfair.
her,
Yeah.
if you want to get emotional and if you want to see emotions out of, especially the
Captured.
parents and the couple itself, Megha is the perfect person. I have seen her making the couple's parents cry.
And that's something.
And
that
natural,
I
huh?
own.
It's
And
all
that's something that I
natural.
own. And I want to own
Yes.
that space.
Yeah.
I own emotions, and I want to own that space. And
Yeah.
it's okay if I'm old school, traditional, and I'm happy to own that. But that's my space.
So Chirag, I think we have covered synergies, we have covered talent. We know that how you guys are when you are together as a unit,
Trio.
as a trio. Where do you think that the next 10 years are for your industry?
See, the industry, our industry is growing. Like I talk to a lot of my clients when we speak. You're serving the best of the brands, the Casa Azuls of the world, the Don 42s of the world, the best of the mold. You really can't have a sad-looking team standing behind the bar and not interacting with the guests. And just to back it up, our credentials are long enough. I mean, there are bartending agencies, companies in today working in India who have been in the industry longer than we have. But the kind of credentials, the kind of clients that we have is huge. Why? Because like I said, the word trust. The moment you trust us, allow us to do it for you. Because we are going to go out and tell you, okay, this is good, this is bad, this is how we can do it. Serve responsibly. People are there to get drunk, but it's our duty to ensure they are not drunk.
That's true.
So do you think AI is going to play an important role in your industry?
Not at all.
Not at all. I mean, you're 100%
Except for him, I think AI would only give some very quirky
names, drinks.
Yeah.
drinks
But it's
and
personalization.
recipes,
Yeah.
and that little bit of quirkiness with
Yeah.
what AI will give.
With her is going to be very long.
Apart from facial recognition, anything else that you
AI, of
take
course,
use
has
of?
changed the way we select pictures. We have a culling software. So first we used to manually see 5,000, 10,000 pictures. Now AI sees that. We have facial recognition app. AI is also very soon going to get our editing video timelines.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the number of hours, it's never going to replace a human element, but it's going to cut down the number of hours that we invested. Say I got in 20 hours. Now that 20 hours work will become 15 hours. But it doesn't eradicate a human to it.
It's coming to you.
With me, AI will only help me getting the knowledge of music. Otherwise, in terms of getting a person playing the music, rather you call for a jukebox. So it will not help me in terms of professionally on board on my console. But obviously backhand it will help. And when you're talking about 10 years down the line, I was just going to say that when back in the day, we have seen bars serving teachers whiskey. We've seen cameras with those traditional big cameras. And I started with 5,000 rupees. With time, things will become even bigger because this is the only industry in this world which doesn't have an MRP.
Yeah.
And has no recession.
And has no recession.
The only recession happened
The Gujarati will be so happy.
when COVID happened.
Even I think that.
I think
was
even in
so-
COVID, a lot of
even
people, we have done
COVID,
so many weddings in
I
COVID.
Post-COVID, the amount of
post-
money that people has
post-COVID,
spent,
and
but
I think, I don't think there's
AI
recession.
can't come into a wedding industry. It can help in tech part, back end it can help, but
Tech part,
weddings,
Mediate the whole process.
So we have
Planning
established this
a
thing
feel-good
that
factor
human
when
factor
you're
is not
talking
going
to
out of
someone,
this.
when you're talking to a photography team or a bar team, मुझे ये चाहिए, my daddy likes this, मुझे ये music बजना चाहिए when I enter, ठीक है? शराब इस type, that personalization
Only
touch
your
is going to be in a
Excels can
wedding.
just get smarter.
That's it.
Sorry.
And
So one last question. Would you recommend people to get into the field that you are in?
I would recommend people, the more the merrier, because there's so much work for everybody out there. The more healthy competition, it only grows and encourages the market.
And collaboration is the
And
thing now.
Collaboration is the way forward going from here on.
Absolutely.
And I think for the last couple of years today, you can see that the Ambani wedding was nothing short of a collaboration
True.
of say 5 to 7 planners. Only one guy had the monopoly of doing the bartending, where there was no other bartending. But everywhere else, if you saw,
Yeah, it
there
is a
were
collab.
4 DJs, there were 3 MCs.
No, more than 4
More
DJs,
than that,
yes.
but I'm just giving some
Yeah,
odd figures
yes,
that there
yes.
were 5 planners. He's owned the bartending space. That's why he says trust, because he's
Synonym.
worked with that family.
He's a synonym for bartender
Yes.
space, I
Yeah,
think.
Yeah.
on like 3 weddings,
discipline,
Ambanis
dedication.
have not changed their bartender. Is that a good pickup line?
Absolutely.
Have not
We'll have to
changed
cut
their
that one off.
bartender.
We are not promoting alcohol at all for
Yeah.
you.
So idea was
promoter for
simple.
you.
Why?
No.
Why would you not use that line? It's
See,
such a cool line.
it's-
Ambanis
it's-
haven't changed.
Changed
They
the-
changed everything
Okay,
else.
okay.
Yeah, that's
Fingers crossed.
Some
It's
families
going to
have
happen
it.
for the rest of the life
अबे
also.
हो गया,
हो गया. So
नहीं, तो
it's an honor. All I
बच्चे
will
भी
say
तो
it's an
होंगे,
honor.
birthdays भी
Yeah.
तो होंगे, बहुत कुछ
Privilege.
होगा।
It's a privilege and
नहीं
honor.
आया।
Of
Yeah.
course, कोई और
But now, would you recommend people to get into your business?
If I have to give you an honest answer, hospitality is growing.
True.
Left, right, center. 2 years back, there was a post that came out that there are 35 lakh weddings happening in the country in a year.
Yes.
35 lakh weddings. I would say 0.01%
is
was
what we all do.
is all what
Absolutely.
we do. So
Absolutely.
if you have to get in that space, I mean that year, I mean to even do 2%, that's not even 0.02% is nothing.
True.
So to get, you need the people. Hospitality is growing.
Yeah.
Weddings are the next big. India is the
It is.
biggest market.
True.
So I can't cover all weddings. She can't. He can't. Together as a team, we can't. So more people are
India
there.
में पैसे ही पैसे आ
In
रहे हैं.
our यही
So
बात. I
just
think that's true.
India में next 10 years, if any child is looking and going abroad and I want to get educated, go get educated. But
Come
पैसा
back here.
यहाँ पे है.
I don't think so. Even education is a thing because next 10 years is India.
Next 10 years is India, but अगर वो ख्वाहिश होती है ना कि go,
हाँ,
धप्पा
if you
लगा
still
दो,
believe in that American
yeah,
dream,
still
तो तुम-
believe.
you can go and
You
come
may
back.
Go for the exposure, which is great.
Yeah.
See, because I know people who go there, live there, learn a lot of things, which today we are all spoiled. Like today, I think Indians are by far the most spoiled
Spoiled,
people.
definitely. True.
Because आज ये चाहिए, we call him. आज sound चाहिए, you call him. Your mother has spoiled you rotten in terms of giving everything at a
आपको कुछ भी
doorstep.
चाहिए call me and I'll make sure that everything is in
Super,
place.
absolutely.
Totally, that's
No, but
exactly.
I get your point. I get your point. I think it's always
for
great.
that exposure you may go there, but money lies in India in the next 10 to 15 years.
That's
So
for sure.
We are super blessed to be
Definitely.
living in this era.
We're proud
and,
of our country.
Absolutely.
Proud and also बोलते हैं वो सही वक्त पे आना. We are at the सही वक्त.
Yeah.
But when it comes to me, I have a little different opinion about DJs
Right.
or artists. A person can learn bartending, a person can learn photography, but you can't learn DJing. You should have passion for music.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy industry.
Yeah.
You don't celebrate your birthdays, you don't celebrate New Year's. I have no complaints. I'm very happy. So if you have to get into an artist field or a DJing field, you have to make sure you have to keep this in mind that boss, it takes time, have patience, and the knowledge for music is very important. And the love for your love for
It's
your
the
profession.
passion that
Honestly,
drives.
it's
It's the passion that
everything.
drives.
For me, it's passion turned into profession. All three of us. The moment you put passion into anything, that's where you take it to that next level. You can't be saying, "मैं 9 to 6 का job करूँगा." No, you can't. You have to sacrifice your personal life, your family life. Everything goes for a toss. But then, after a certain time, when you reach that level, and when you can proudly say, "Okay, who's done this?" I have done it. We as a team have done
True.
it. That's a different high that you get.
Quickly. So I'm going to ask you guys one question. I want you to answer in one sentence, okay? One sentence. Biggest misconception about your industry. Starting with you, Alex.
कि बहुत पैसा है, बहुत घूमना है, लग्जरी बहुत है,
Yes, हम क्या
लग्जरी बहुत है, and the picture is so beautiful.
Yeah. So grass is greener on the other
Yes,
side.
but if you work the way we work and the way we've been working and the way we will work ahead, it's not that easy, my
True.
friend.
Israni.
सेम थिंग यार, पैसा लोगों को लगता है बहुत है, ट्रैवल बहुत है, 5-star होटल्स में रहना है, बट to begin with, I started my journey traveling to Ahmedabad.
One second, she was an anchor back in the day. Sorry,
Really?
I still have her number
wow.
stored as Megha Compare.
Wow.
Yeah, I done on a.
Yeah,
On my
I
birthday.
paid you $25,000 back in the day.
Wow.
She's been a child artist as well. You
Yeah.
know that.
Oh.
She's acted in films also.
Yeah.
There's
That's
a lot
really
of times
nice.
when I would have, I say on behalf of our team that we've gone out of our way to do things where it's not been asked for, but let's do it. Because
Yeah.
as a team, we know that जब वहाँ हम खड़े हैं, and client like ये मांग रहे थे, but it's okay, जाने दो. Like she said, 22 people at her wedding. Why? Because I knew that the kind of people that are going to come there are going to be top of the. I can't have a sad face. People have to wait for the bar at the drink.
True.
So it's similar in all the field that the moment you have passion,
We deliver
backed
it.
it up with discipline, sky's the limit. You can pretty much.
Super.
Yeah,
Super.
I
Super.
reckon that.
I